Hello everyone, welcome. Uh, this is a part 3 on chapter 1, electric charges and fields. In the last class, in the last video, I have explained about the experiments conducted by William Gilbert to show that there are two kinds of charges are there. By the experiments of William Gilbert, there are two types of charges are there. One is positive charge and another one is negative charge. And according to William Gilbert experiment, we come to know that positive charges repel each other, negative charges repel each other, but a positive charge and a negative charge will attract each other. And later, a scientist known as Benjamin Franklin, he named this positive charge as a proton and a negative charge he called or he named as a electron. Who named proton and electron for a positive charge and negative charge? For a positive charge, proton and negative charge, electron, named by Benjamin Franklin. Okay. So now we are talking about the charge, right? So what do you mean by charge? Extremely means what do you mean by charge? What is the exact meaning of charge? Where we find out these charges? Like mass. So whatever exists in this universe that must have a mass, right? Like that. So every substance must have a charge. Nothing but charge is also a kind of fundamental particle of every substance or any substance you take. Right? What is that? Fundamental particle of any substance. By virtue of its charge, what it can do, right? So it can do produce electric field or experience electric field, or it can produce magnetic field or experience a magnetic field. Both it can do. So that is why how you can define the charge. The charge can be defined a very simple way, that is a charge is a fundamental particle of any substance. By virtue of that, it is either produces or experience, either it produces or experience electric field and or magnetic field. This is called a charge. Then how are you going to write it? See, the charge definition is, it is the fundamental property of any substance by virtue of which it either produces or experiences what? Electric field or magnetic field. This is called a charge. Is a very important for 1 mark. Define charge. Right? What is charge? Charge is the fundamental property of any substance by virtue of which it either produces or experiences electric field or magnetic field. When it produces an electric field, when the charges are at rest, they can produce the electric field. Not only they produce, they can experience the electric field. Okay. Next, magnetic field. When the charges are in motion, they conduct electricity, and current carrying wire produces the magnetic field surrounding it. That is magnetic field. Okay. Now, types of charges. Basically, already we know that there are two types of charges are there. One is positive charge. That positive charge already known. What is the name of the positive charge? Is called proton. And another one is negative charge. And the negative charge is also called as an electron. And also we have a value for this positive charge and negative charge, that is if I say plus E, this is a proton whose value is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, and similarly for electron, then for I have to write minus E, which is equal to minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Actually the magnitude of electron and proton are same, but they are different in the polarity or sign. Proton is a positive and electron is a negative. Understand? Yes. So this is the types of charges. And now these charges have some properties. So what are those properties of charges? Let us see now. See here, there is a properties of charges. In many properties are there. Out of those we have listed here 7, which are very essential to understand this chapter. Okay. The first one is the charges are additive in nature. Charges can be added like a numbers. For example, one body has 10 protons, another body have 10 protons. When you combine them, the total charge will be 20 protons. Simple like addition. Correct? So that is called charges are additive in nature. Second one, charges are conserved in nature, which means the charge neither can be created nor it can be destroyed. That is called charges are conserved in nature. Correct? The third one, charges are quantized in nature. Charges are quantized in nature, nothing but they are not available in half, one and a half. Correct? Not like that they are not available. They are available in full. 1 charge, 2 charge, 3 charge, 4 charge will be there. They are not available like 0.5, 0.5 charge, half charge, 3.5 charge. No, it is not available. It is available in the for example, rupees, 100 rupee, right? 100 rupee available, half of the 100 rupee is 50. But if you cut 100 rupee note into 2, it will not become a 50 rupees. Like that. So charges are available in integral multiple value of a fundamental value of charge. That I will explain. That is while explaining the quantization of charge or quantized nature of charge. Next, charges are invariant. When the charges, what do you mean by the charges are invariant? Nothing but the mass of the charge or the mass of the electron or mass of proton, charge of an electron, charge of a proton. While they are rest, they will have the same charge, same mass. But while they are moving, they have a same mass. Nothing but they are independent of the motion. Their charge and masses are independent of the motion. That is explained by this. Charges are invariant. Next, like charges repel each other and like charges attract each other. That we saw in William Gilbert experiments. Correct. Next, charges always resides on the outer surface of the conductor. Where the charges are present, the charges are always reside on the surface of the conductor, not at the inside, very inside. Inside are there, but the charges have to move. They have to conduct electricity, then the charges must be present on the always on the surface of the conductor. Okay. Next, charges can produce electric current and magnetic field when they are in motion. When the charges are at rest, they can produce only electric field, potential, correct, and force, electric force. They cannot produce electric current and magnetic field when they are at rest. But when the same charges are in motion, they can produce the current, and that charges moving current carrying conductor produces the magnetic field surrounding it. Correct? That is a 7th point. So out of these 7 points, these 3 are very fundamental. Therefore, these are called basic properties of charges. These 3 properties are called basic properties of charges. Basic properties of charges. In the examination, they may ask you list 3 properties of electric charges for 3 marks, or sometime they may ask you list 6 properties of electric charges for 3 marks. They may be possible. And like this also they may ask list 3 fundamental properties of charges or 3 basic properties of charges and explain them. This is one more type of question for 3 marks. Okay. So be careful while writing the answer. The 3 basic properties of charges are, the first one is charges are additive in nature, second one is conserved in nature, third one is quantized in nature. These are the 3 basic properties of a charge, which I will explain now next. Now let us study 3 basic properties of charges. The first property is charges are additive in nature. How to understand this? Charges are additive in nature. Let us consider a system. This is one system, correct? In this system, there are certain charges are there. For example, plus Q1, plus Q2, and plus Q3. Okay, this is plus Q3. Here Q is also represented as a charge. Okay, so plus Q1, plus Q2, plus Q3. There are three charges are there. Right? What is the net charge of the system? That is capital Q. Then, according to the definition, the net charge of the system of point charges is equal to algebraic sum of all the charges present in this system. Correct? So, how to write this one in expression, like mathematically? That is, the net charge of the system or the total charge of the system of point charges is equal to the algebraic sum of, that is, plus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Correct? So, net charge of the system is equal to algebraic sum of all the charges present in that system. This is called the additive nature of the properties. Charges are additive in nature. So this can also be written as, so Q is equal to summation of Q, where if you consider, then what is the plus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3? If you consider as a Q, and which is equal to, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, right? So if you write this much, it will give you 1 mark. For 1 mark you have to write this much. So what is the first property? The first property, charges are additive in nature. Okay, let us move towards second property. The second property is charges are conserved in nature. What do you mean by conserved? Right here, total charge of an isolated system remains always constant. What do you mean by this? So to understand this, let us consider a charge which is neutral, right? A charge which is neutral, which is called neutron. But neutron has a zero charge. When this neutron decay into a proton, correct? A proton and an electron. A proton which is positive and electron which is a negative, then this is called conservation of what? Energy, or the total charge is conserved in nature. How you can say that? So what is the charge of a neutron? Is 0. So what is the charge of a proton? Is positive. What is the charge of an electron? Negative. When you combine one proton and electron, again it becomes a neutron. If neutron decays, it becomes one proton and one electron, which means conserved in nature. Charges are conserved in nature. When a neutron decayed, it gives you one proton and one electron. If suppose one electron and one proton combine together, again it will give you neutron, which means the charges are not going to destroy here or the charges are not going to create here. Whatever the charges are there, they are just what happening here? Converting. Here a neutron decaying into a proton and an electron. If suppose electron and proton are combined, then it becomes a neutron. Why it become a neutron? Because proton and electron both are having the same magnitude of charges, but they are opposite in sign. Hence, when one proton and one electron combines, it gives you neutron. Hence, this is called, the charges are conserved in nature. The third property is there, that is called charges are quantized in nature. The next one is charges are quantized in nature. What do you mean by quantization here? For example, consider one system here. This is one system. It has many charges like Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Qn. Okay, up to Qn charges. What is the net charge of the system? The net charge of the system is Q. Correct? So this Q, whatever the net charge of the system is there, which is equal to integral multiple of fundamental value of a charge. So what is the fundamental value of charge? Charge of a proton or a charge of an electron is a fundamental value of proton. Then the net charge of the system is equals to what? Integral multiple of a fundamental value of charge. For example, there are 100 charges are there. I will consider each charge as a 1 rupee. Each charge as a 1 rupee. There are 100 charges are here. Then what is the net charge of the system? Is equal to what? 1 into 100. that is capital Q, that is Q here. So that is how much? 100 into 1. 100 into 1 is 100. So that is a charge like that. So if suppose a body having a charge of Q, then the net charge of the body is equals to integral means n, which are numbers, correct? Integral multiple value of a fundamental value of a charge. The fundamental value of a charge is either positive or negative. Then how you are going to write this one? The net system of a charge is equals to plus or minus n into E. This is the formula for charges are quantized in nature, where n is an integer 1, 2, 3 and up to infinity. Correct? So if a system have a 100 charge, each charge having certain value, then 100 into that value. That fundamental value is either electron or proton. See here, the value of electron we'll consider. That is how much? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, which is minus here. If you consider a positive charge, it is a positive charge, then plus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So either you consider positive charge or a negative charge, whose magnitude will remain same. Magnitude will remain same. So that's why I am considering here Q as plus or minus n into E, where plus means proton, minus means electron. Both are having the same magnitude, and where n is the integer 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. So this is called charges are quantized in nature. If you explain these three properties, you will get a 3 marks. Okay, so I'll end this video here. In the next class, we'll discuss regarding the conductors and insulators. Thank you.